Hello and welcome to an Easy Trader Update. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 1st of January. So it's a very happy new year from all at Easy Trader. We wish you a very healthy, happy and of course prosperous new year, and let's hope the markets give us something good to trade. It was a quite few days as we led into the new year and over the Christmas period there, which I kept mostly out of. In fact, I kept out of completely from just prior to New Year's Eve. It was just Christmas Eve rather. There's little I wanted to be trading, and I decided to hang up the boots over that period. So I've been keeping an eye on the markets, but as ever, just to keep some sort of finger on the pulse, if you like. But as you can see, the pulse is sort of got a bit weak over that period. So how's it out? What's the outlook here? Well, there's some key points here I'm looking at. If you'd watched my video, for those people that subscribe to the newsletter over the last few days, you'd have seen I put a video on the order flow, and there certainly seems to be an order flow situation about this 1.3 sort of area, and certainly there's some buying orders sitting around this sort of area here, just under the 132 area. So we've been pretty trapped in that area. We've got selling coming in here, and quite big retail selling, certainly from what we can see, and it may be actually pitching in a bit higher. It'll be interesting to see what happens as we run out through the Asian session today and into some proper trading as the week continues. It could still be quite a light week. I know we've got sort of some key news coming out from the States over the next day or two, but in terms of volumes, could be quite light. The school holidays for some don't really finish, and some traders just run their Christmas holiday that bit longer, although I'm sure some are biting to get back to the table and trade. But we've got this, as I say, we've got this situation where you've got buy orders coming in here, you've got sell orders here. So price has just been sitting and pretty consolidated over this sort of 100 pip range roughly. What I'm looking at here, if we do see a strong sell-off, and it needs to be a relatively strong sell-off here, any pullback into these lows here I will be selling into. So I'll be looking for some further downside. Certainly the depth, around about the depth of whatever this comes down to, but it would certainly be giving me an idea that the sell orders which were once up here have shifted a little bit, and the dynamics are moving, and the euro may see some further downside. However, that's assuming that the market will move down, and there's some reason that it may just run down. You've got to be a bit careful in terms of the size of the move. If I bring this to daily, actually here we've got you see I've been looking at the markets here. They've got the new daily, the monthly pivot just below us here. This often gets hit quite early in the month. If you look back statistically, it's rare that it doesn't get hit at all, and when it's pretty close, it comes down. It may just tap it. It may just do a little A, B, C move, and that may be it. Any retrace back to these highs I'd be less interested in. That may actually happen overnight. I may not even see it, but there is a possibility. There is some support area along this sort of area here. We still haven't really seen the full upside, and we're just going to bring it back here, or the upside potential. So I've looked at downside possibilities. It needs to be a quick downside sell-off. It needs to be hard. I want to see it come quite a way down, probably 100 or so pips at least, and a couple of days in between it would be ideal. Alternatively, if it breaks the upside, I'll be looking for just continuing buying into pullbacks, and looking at these sort of targets if we can break through that 1.3 area, which is what I really would be looking to determine it being more bullish rather than just getting trapped in there. I mean, there may be case for selling into the 133 area again, or at least give it just dependent on what the shorter term time frames are telling us at the time. But if we start then running through this area, certainly a one-to-one move from this wave here is a possibility, but I would expect possibly even more. The 134 may come into play, but certainly 135 over the next few days, week or so, is a possibility. And that would, as I say, if we start breaking out these highs here, my important thing is on the intraday basis, I'll be looking to be buying into the retracements. Got to watch out for the false breakout, of course. As I say, there is potential that it could just break through this little area, run into the 1 or the 134 area, a 1-to-1 move that is, or 134 area, and pull off. So you've got to be wary of this. As I say, a false breakout, just sort of a pop and drop type move could certainly occur there. So I'll be watching that carefully. There's marginal divergence on as we speak. So that's basically it on the euro. There's not a lot to add there. As I say, the monthly pivot's below us, so it may suggest just an edge towards the downside here. As I say, to be looking to short it off this level, I'd really want a nice breakthrough that level and put a pullback to these previous lows here as a possible short area. How you play that then, whether you are a swing trader, you may want to put a stop. I mean, it's about 100 pips away, or just over 100 pips. You'd be looking at away around about the 1-to-1 move there. If it breaks through there and comes up to here, personally, I'll be trading it on a shorter time frame and be looking at what I can actually do and where the best stops are locally, and maybe adding in and looking or taking different positions as it runs back to there. As I say, there is still a potential short at the 133 area anyway, but it's got to have broken for me to have broken these levels. Right, okay, let's have a quick look at cable. Cable has been a bit more bullish. There's been some more movement in the market last couple of days of trading. It never got through its September highs yet, but it's certainly edging that way. And there's possibility. It's looking probably a bit more bullish on when you look at a lot of the moving averages and the MACD and everything else. It looks still a little bit more bullish. But we could just be putting a lower high in here. And it really depends if we can break. If we break these lows here, or whether we break the highs here, as to where we're going in the next few days, and how I'll be really putting my bias towards longs or shorts. For a lot of the market, there's a lot of pointers still sort of more bullish possibly on cable. The monthly pivot is only slightly below us at around about the 162 area, so a pull back to that could easily be met, and then a continuation of this upside certainly is a possibility. As I say, marginally or more bullish to it at the moment, but just got to wait until it shows its hand really. Now that could occur before I wake up in the morning. Alternatively, it may take a day or two, depending on how quick the traders are keen to get back and get the market moving. Finally, the yen. Yen's continued its run up there. There were some saying that 90 may have been hit. There's a lot of people looking to get back towards that 90 area, with the weakness of the Japanese economy and lots of other effects or whatever. We could well see that running up higher. The only thing that could stop it is the weakness of the US market being weaker, potentially, or as weak, or particularly weak. But it could run back to towards the end of the year, or at some point in the year, towards that 100 area. Judging by as I say, the chances of stimulating the economy, it seems a lot harder with the sort of changing dynamics with Japan. However, having said all that, we haven't had a decent pullback. If you look at the dailies here, we've got the monthly pivot quite a way beyond us, behind us here, and a pullback to that would be quite some nice move. Personally, I'd really be looking to buy it when it gets down there. I'm just waiting for the move, because I'm still bullish the dollar against the yen here at the moment. Would have to see some sort of lower high put in or something like that to change my mind on it. I know it's looking pretty overbought in a lot of indicators that will be showing overbought, but the way the dollar's going against or the yen's weakness more so, that could continue. But as I say, I would like to see some decent retrace, and I'll probably be looking at on the retrace at maybe buying around the pivot or just a bit lower, depending on what the indicators are showing short term at the time. Of course, we're a long way away from the 50 MA on the daily point of view, so there is a sort of this magnetic effect, but we could just get a big consolidation, come back to this area in the 50, start catching up. But Obviously there is the longer it takes or goes on, the chances are that we may get a reasonable retrace to that. Euro yen finally then, well, it's pretty much hung around the same picture as the dollar yen really. There's not too much change there. The consolidation over the last few days not affected the euro yen quite so much. It's sort of had a little bit moved up. It has consolidated a little bit, still running up in this sort of upward trend that you see on this regression channel here. But again, likewise, it could well come back, test these previous high sort of area, this area around here, and the pivot. Certainly a chance, the lower part of the regression channel. Actually, if I put that up to date, it's probably changed a little bit there. There you go, bottom of the regression channel, there is a possibility. Again, my preference is to be going long on the euro against the yen, as is the dollar yen as well. But if it starts pulling back, I'll just stand aside. If it's not giving decent setups, and just wait until it sort of resets itself. Okay, that's that. I'll give a final look. Let's have a look at the S&Ps. They're all over the place. Look, 1 minute happy, next minute not so happy, and then happy again. Funny old ending of the week. I don't like these big spiky moves that occurred, but that's the nature of the game really. We still haven't really, in a sense, from a bigger picture, put the lower high in here. We've got this high that's come in here. It's not really gone lower than it. Or it needs to break these sort of 134 areas, 40 area even, or 30 and 39 sort of area to be breaking through and confirm us that we're going to see some further downside. But as ever, if this situation gets ironed out in the US, there may be sufficient excitement for a bit of continuation and another chance of at least a run up towards these highs here. I'm not overly biased either way here. I mean, if in the next couple of days it just sort of runs up a little bit, then takes out these lows here, and it hasn't broken these highs here, I mean, this is what I'm looking at in the short term. I would be looking at short term would be whether it either breaks here or here. If it breaks this level, well, obviously then it's got a better chance of getting back up to those previous highs, and a chance to push up for the earlier part of the year. If not, well, and it starts breaking this, well, then the early month or two may be set to more to the downside. In presidential cycle years, the first year after the elections are quite often an odd one, and you can see some. Obviously, the new president can get, or existing president in this case, can get on and get the dirty washing sorted out, and take advantage of the first year to sort these sort of things out. But we'll wait and see. So there you are. Hope you, as I say, very happy New Year. We'll look forward to hearing from Kevin, and hopefully watch some live trading on Friday. Bye for now.